Namo Himalaya, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Creator Show. So today on the panel we have the beautiful Mona, we have the amazing Julie, and the beautiful Ingrid. So these are our beautiful wealth yogis. They've been here for 3 months with us. So it's been beautiful to see on our end their transformation since they've been here, because they have had jam-packed days from yoga in the morning to a whole working day to open portals on the night, and they've had so many breakthrough activities while they've been here. It's been an amazing journey.
Amazing.
So thank you for sharing your energies with us and being here, because it's been amazing for us to see as well.
Thank you.
So thank you. So today's topic is going to be about change. So whether is change good, is change bad, like what is the process for change, I suppose, because as humans we are creatures of habit, and sometimes we don't like change, but really for myself, we have to change. We have to change and evolve, because if we don't change and evolve, we're stuck.
Yeah,
we're stuck in this now. We kind of get left behind. And if we choose to stay in our old ways, if we don't adapt. So I know that, perfect for this, because you've had a lot of change in the last 3 months. So the change will always be there, and deep within us, we will always feel that need for change. Just it's the fear that makes people ignore that want for the change, because they're like, oh, I'm scared of this. Because obviously change is scary, because you're stepping out the comfort zone. You're doing something you've never done before. Maybe a couple of years ago, would you see yourself sitting here?
No,
certainly not.
You wouldn't.
A couple of months ago.
If I can say, I remember the first time I met you, and you were shy. You didn't want to be, you barely wanted to speak. And now to see you doing the energy raise, having this program, having me on this program, and we chatting here, feeling so comfortable. I've seen growth. I've seen change in you, Tash. So it's beautiful.
Thank you. And this is what I was saying. It's so lovely, because we go on this journey of change. We go on this journey of enlightenment, everything, but we're doing it all together, because it's about the tribe as well. A lot of people find it hard to change because of their environment and the people that they surround themselves with. It keeps them stuck, doesn't it? But when you find that tribe, because we're all growing together, it's so much easier for us on that journey, because we have such a beautiful community together.
I agree. I think you've got to step away from the environment sometimes, and that's what Mona was talking about, external. You stepping away. You might come across, some people might think it's not a good thing for you to step away, but in order for you to transform yourself, and we've all done that. I've stepped away from so many things. I've stepped away. When you talk about tribe, in fact, I put something on Instagram a few days ago. I said, I was brought up in Kenya, and we've got tribes, and I belong to a certain tribe. So that's ancestrally, I belong to a tribe. But when it comes to human nature, I can choose a tribe. So that was my ancestral background. But when it comes to life, do I have to stick to that tribe to belong? I know by blood I am, but I don't have to stick with them all the time, because if I stick to them, we will keep doing the same things over and over again. And then we will when there's no change, we think this is what I'm destined to be. But we have to step away sometimes to carve something for ourselves, and that's when we start evolving. We start evolving.
That's what nature, you mentioned, we have to evolve.
We have to evolve.
Because like you said, the nature is the beautifulest thing.
Exactly.
And when I look at nature, and when it's so beautiful in the summer, but even in the winter when it's got no flowers on the trees, it's still so beautiful. And I always look at it and I think, look how solid your roots are, your foundation is, because no matter what weather comes, you're still standing. And this is the same for us in life with our challenges. We have to stand strong, build the solid root, the solid foundation, grounding ourselves to be able to cope with these challenges that will come, because it doesn't matter whether we're really spiritual or we're religious or anything like that. We have to stay strong, stay grounded, like set the foundation for ourselves to be able to withstand anything that comes, because you know, we're not exempt from any challenges. We're going to get them. If anything, we'll probably get more. So it's about how we go into that challenge, how we adapt to that change that's coming. And
universe treats us all the same.
Exactly.
It gives the same challenges to everyone, and that's up to us how we take it and change or adapt or not.
It's so true.
Fair.
So true.
And what happens is that it comes, universe gives it to us, and if we are not aware or willing to accept, it moves on. It moves on, and you would be stuck where you are. So when it comes, we need to grasp at it. We need to be aware and want to move with that time and with the change. And as you know, it is said that changes happen every 12 to 15 years. Had I not been here, I was not going to be aware of it. You know, you just accept things as it comes sometimes, but not realizing that the changes, and we all need to be aware. Think of your life 10, 12 years ago. Where were you? What were you doing? Were you just adapting, or were you moving with the times? So we need to be willing to move with the times, accept the change, because change is constant.
It's constant, and it's so true, because when you're able to connect the dots, looking back, you see, actually, where was I 12 years ago? Actually, like, if I was to think back 12 years ago, I probably would have been stuck. Do you know, like, because of that mindset, and then like 12 years on, then it's like, oh, look at the transformation.
12 years ago, we had the financial crash.
We did,
and all that instability it brought, and people losing their jobs, people losing their homes, and then there was, in the UK, there was a pension crisis where some of the banks shut, Northern Rock, I think it was called. So there was a lot of instability then, and we had to adapt. We had to adapt to that, and we had to change the way we looked at life. Some people had to change jobs, and then 12 years later we've had the pandemic. We have to adapt. So but some people don't realize, actually, it's a good point you say that, because some people don't realize that they're changing.
I was just about, I thought it, you said it. I thought you said it. Because it just like went off in my brain as well.
That's true.
That's true. Some people don't realize. Now when you look, I did change. You know, when you start putting the dots.
Go back.
Some people don't realize circumstances make us change. But it's only when you say to someone, you've got to change, they become resistant. Why? Why do I need to change? But circumstances do force us to change.
Exactly. Because when recessions come and things like the COVID come, everyone had to change. You had no option but to change when COVID come, because everything changed. Like your life went from not being able to speak to people to actually having to go online to speak to people, to learn via Zooms and other platforms, and we had to go to technology whether we liked it or not. There was no, otherwise you wasn't communicating with family and stuff like that. And then it was just on your perspective on what set of eyes you were looking through as to whether you seen the beauty of it or whether you concentrated on the chaos that was happening during that time. And it is all about which set of eyes are you looking through.
Exactly. I think COVID can be used as a teacher to all of us. Like, we had given us this opportunity to make those changes. And I won't go there. That's like another
because
topic.
there's a whole
another
big topics
yeah.
on their own, but
Yeah.
like it was so beautiful to see actually, because the air were cleaner, the water was cleaner, families were coming together to go bike riding or walking or exercising in the
Time
park.
together, yeah.
It was so beautiful, and then we were still communicating, although it was through a different thing, because obviously as humans we like to have that, you know, kiss a hug, kiss a hug, and it's like, don't now we're allowed to hug each other, how much it's appreciated, how much that hug like makes a difference, because we had to go without, and it makes us show that gratitude and that appreciation for that hug, and so much more. And being able to spend time with people in person is so much more.
It makes us appreciate
Because, you know, I didn't expect so many changes in my life. I've learned so much. I've learned to adapt. I've learned to accept things that I thought I can change. But in truth and in fact, as it is said by my master, change is ever constant. And we need to accept the fact that regardless whether we want to accept it or not, change is there. And change is there for growth. You know, if we are not growing, we are
Dying.
all right. And I think most of us do not want to die. We say yes, but some of us love what we have right here. And accepting change, it's the only way that we can see our true potential. Because if we are stuck in our old ways, if we are stuck in that place, how can we grow? How can we learn of the new things that is out there for us? I can speak of my life back 10, 12 years ago, you know, stuck in a relationship and asking, is this for me? Is this what I want? Realizing that if I had stayed there, I was not going to be open to this opportunity where I can learn about spirituality, where I can learn about law of attraction, where I can learn that my life has purpose.
Yes.
You know, so change is ever constant.
Yeah, and change is actually, from my perspective anyway, is such a beautiful thing, because, you know, like when we have the change, like life starts moving for us.
Yes.
You know, like instead of to us, like we were speaking about before, and it's so amazing. That when you learn to adapt to that change instead of staying stuck back, because we've all got our experiences from years ago where that problem would come and we'd be kind of stuck in that problem because people can't see the change needs to happen to get through that moment. You know, like when I had to change, I did, like, my mind didn't want to, because we are that creatures of habit, and you don't want to, because you kind of like like, let me stay here because it's comfortable. You think, well, I'm comfortable here, but then there's no growth. There's no growth without the change, because it has to come, because, you know, us as humans, we have to evolve. We have to constantly evolve with the times, because times are constantly changing, and if we don't change, then you're left behind.
That's right.
And it's like, imagine coming here for 3 months doing a wealth yogi program as intense as it is, and not having and not doing no change. Just be like, oh, you've got to do a live, for instance. No. Like you would never grow, and it you know, like you said before, like if you're not growing, you are dying, and it's so true. And we can see from different perspectives how there is a lot of people that are stuck there because, you know, they're scared of that change. Like with technology, as for instance, this is like we're going more into that technology era now, and that alone is a big change for people, because I know when I was like, tech, what? Like, it blew my mind. I was just literally like, I just know about how to turn a computer on, and that's me done. But like from now, like my mind was open, and like, I really need to learn this stuff, because this is where we're moving. Like my son, who's like 12, he can use a computer like there's no tomorrow. Like, he's such a dab hand around the computer, and I'm like, and I'm mom, and I don't even know how to use this computer. Like, and then I kind of thought, like, I need to adapt, and I need to change. I need to learn this, because he knows all this and I don't. Like, I actually need to learn this, because how would I be able to help him? Do you know what I mean? So
he helps you.
yeah, he's helping me, which is quite good, because we make a good team, the power team. But you know, like, I was so not tech savvy, and then I was like, but I need to be, because we're going in that era now. So and I know that I go to you now, Mona, because obviously you have had to learn a lot of technical stuff, down to Shopify, down to ClickFunnels, down to marketing. You've had to learn a lot to do with this. So like, how was that change for you?
Yeah, so obviously, like Ingrid shared, we have changed in so many ways since in last 3 months, changed in our mindset and spirituality, been in this training of changing our life for looking towards building a better vessel, you know. So there is so many changes, including the business side with the technology and learning all these systems and things. And I personally, with change, I say that if you do the same thing over and over again, you get the same result.
Yes.
Right. So if you're not changing our approach or changing something in our life, we're not going to change our results, you know, like our life. If we want to go higher in our career, in our life, in any way, in our personal life, and doing the same things over without changing, we're going to keep getting the same results. So I truly believe that, and that's why I was here, Wealthy Yogi. It's like some things I need to change, and this has really pushed me towards that mindset. Well, being coach, I can say, like, the mindset has a huge to do with change. So life will push us towards change, but if we don't change our mindset, it will be too hard. We'll feel stuck. For example, COVID. So if COVID, a lot of people accepted, and then they saw that as an opportunity to change, and they learn new skills and do whatever, you know, change their careers. Now a lot of people had to be out of their whatever career they were in and jobs, so they had to adapt to that, and some resisted and still are. So, and some like, okay, it's going to get back to normal, but it's not. It's life has changed, and we have to change with it. So it can be external push to change, or it can come from within, but you have to be ready to do that change.
It's being ready for the change, isn't it? Because if you're not ready, then the change will not happen. So you do have to be ready, but then also, you know, we get pushed into the change also. So it's kind of like you got the two perspectives of it, because sometimes if you don't change, you're forced to change. Like, it has to happen, doesn't it?
It comes from acceptance as well.
Yeah.
Because if we look at nature, for example, if we look at the 4 seasons, we've got winter, we've got spring, we've got summer, we've got autumn. It's when we see how nature evolves, and it goes through change, and that's what makes it beautiful. So if you want something beautiful in our lives, we've got to accept that change is a constant. Change is something that will transform us into something beautiful. And especially what Mona was talking about, mindset, and COVID, for instance. If you can put 2 people together who look at COVID from completely different perspectives, and one of them will embrace this as an opportunity, and the other one will look at it as a calamity.
Yeah.
And the person who looks at it as an opportunity will look at ways to change, ways to try to transform this into a beautiful thing. And us here as Wealthy Yogis, we looked at it as an opportunity, to create something beautiful for ourselves. And if I hadn't taken that step to change what I knew as a norm to something, to being here, being on video, you know, or being on recording, isn't that just embracing change?
Yes.
What do you think? Yeah, I think it's a way of embracing
I
change.
actually love change.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
But it can be scary.
It can be scary,
because I was employed and I stuck in a job that I really did not like. I completely disliked my job. I loved people I worked with, but I just didn't like that culture. And I stayed there because I was fearful of making that transition. And now when I look back, I think if I'd made that change, well, everything happens in good timing, in divine timing, I accept that. But I think when we take action and realize that this is a time for me to change, then we can change a lot quicker. We can transform our lives a lot quicker. But it's the fear that holds people back from making change. But I hold the truth that having gone through a few experiences in the last few years, that there's nothing more beautiful than embracing change.
It's so true.
Yeah.
This conversation has been beautiful, and we could literally talk about it for ages because it is such a big topic, and there's so much that comes with change. So yeah, if you got any value from that at all, please let us know in the comments below. Also hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and the little notifications bar. Thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been amazing. So
Thank you.
I'm so grateful to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Namo Himalaya, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Creator Show. You're supposed to do that, by the way.
Okay. You didn't follow us that.
Thanks for the blooper. Take 2. So it's always nice to know what you got from this, and let us know that went completely wrong. So sorry, I'm just going to have to start that again.